Good evening, friends. Welcome to my channel. Today start Salesforce Admin Interview Questions. Very important video. Start the video. First question: what is a permission set in Salesforce and how do you assign it to a users? A permission set in Salesforce is a set of the permission that you can assign to the users to grant them access to the specific Salesforce features and functionalities. This allow you to grant access to the certain users without having to modify their the profiles, which can be useful if you want to the grant access to specific the functionalities for the limited period of the times. If you want to grant access to the specific the functionalities for the subset of users who have the same profiles. To assign a permission set to the users, you need to follow this step. Go to the setup menu. In the users sections, click on the permission set. Click on the permission set you want to the assign. Click on the manage assignment and buttons. Click on the add assignment buttons. Select the users or users you want to the assign the permission set and the click on the assign the buttons. The permission set is a allow assigned to the selected the users. Next questions. How do you create a workflow rules in Salesforce? Workflow rules in Salesforce is an automation features that help streamlines your the business process. It allow you to automated task and the process such as sending the notification, updating feeds value based on the definition the criteria. Here is how you can create a workflow rules in the Salesforce and seven process in setup. Go to the setup and then click on the workflow rules. Click on the new row and buttons. Select the object that the rules should be applied to. Enter and name and the description for the rules. Next, define the evaluations criteria for the rules. Next, choose the action to the perform when the criteria are met. Next, save the workflow rules. Next questions. When a account insert and copy billing to shipping custom feeds and checkbox is a checked the automatically copy account billing the address into the account and shipping the address. Triggers. Triggers on the account object event before insert reason populated of billing the address into the shipping the address of the account object. Triggers on the account before an insert account the triggers and handlers copy the billing to shippings. Public class account the triggers handlers public static the void the copy billing to shipping the list account list for the account list, and if bracket account and copy billing the to shipping account the shipping the account is equal to account the billing the country account the shipping the street is equal to account the billing the street account the billing city is equal to account the billing city account the billing state is equal to account the billing state account shipping the postal code and is equal to account the billing the postal codes. Next, what is an approval the process in the Salesforce and how do you set on the ups? Approval the process in Salesforce is a machines for automatically return records to approve the and tracking their the status and approve the process can be the setup for various type of the records such as a opportunity leads and custom object. Here is a short overview of the step to the set up the approval process in the Salesforce. Go to the setup the menu and click on the approvals under the workflow and approve the sections. Click on the new approve the process. Choose the object that the approval the process will apply to such as the opportunity or custom object. Define the approval process by the specifying the approval step and approval the criteria. For the example, you can set up the rules that say the approval the process will be the triggers if the opportunity amount greater than 1 lakhs assign the approval the process one of the more records and each applicable. Next, specify who the approval are the how to how they will be notified. Activated the approval the process once of the approval the process is set up and activated any new records that is meet the criteria specific in the approval process will be automatically routed for the approval and approval the status of the these records can be tracked in the Salesforce. Next questions: how do you create a custom feeds in Salesforce? Custom feeds can be added to the Salesforce object in the orders to the stored data specific to your the organization in the needs. To create a custom feeds and follow this step, go to the setup menu in Salesforce. Find the object you want to add to custom fields on to and click on the its link its accounts. Click the feeds option in the object management areas. Next, click the new button to create a new customer feeds. Next, choose the type of the feeds you want to create a text, date and numbers. Next, fill fill in the fields label, head text and any other the required information. Next, click and save. Next, next questions. What is the data loaders in the Salesforce and how do you use it? Data loaders in Salesforce is to the tools that allow you to the import, export and update large amount of the data in the Salesforce. Here is how you can use the Salesforce data loaders. First, install the data loaders. The data loaders is available as a desktop application that can be the installed on Windows or a Mac. You can the download it's from the Salesforce website. Next, connect of the Salesforce after the installing the data loaders. Open it and log in the Salesforce accounts. You will need to the enter your the Salesforce username, password, and security tokens. Next, choose the operations. The data loader support for operations insert, update, and upsert and deletes. Choose the operation you want to the perform. Next, map feeds. Map the feeds in your the data source to the corresponding feeds in the Salesforce. This step in the important to ensure that the data is loaded correctly. Next, load data and choose data feeds file you want to the load and select the location where the data will be loaded. You want to also specify the batch size in the control the number of the records processed at a once. Monitor the process. The data loaders will be processed the data and display and the summary of the result. You can monitor the progress of the loads and check for any errors. Next, what is the sharing settings in Salesforce and how do you set on off? Sharing setting in Salesforce determine the level of the access and user has an organization records. You can set up sharing setting in the Salesforce by this following this setup. Go to the setup and menu in the Salesforce. Click on the security control, then sharing the settings from the organized by default section. Select the level of the access you want to the approve provide to users. Save your the changes. For example, you can set up organization wide the sharings to the private, which means only the records owner and the users above them in the rows hierarchy can see the records, or you can set it the read writes, which means user can both read and edit the records they don't want. It's important to the note that the sharing setting can be the over for redundancy and by sharing rules and manual the sharings and the other the advanced sharing the features. Next questions. What is the junction object in the Salesforce and when would you use one? Junction object in Salesforce is a custom object used to establish many-to-many relationship between two objects. It acts as a bridge between the two objects, uh, allowing you to the connect many records in one of the object, many records in the another object. A function, sorry, junction object can have to master data's relationship with a different object, creating a many-to-many relationship between the this object. You would use junction object when you need to the connect multiple records from two object and create a many-to-many relationship. For the example, if you have a custom object for the project and another custom object for team the members, you could use junction object to the connect multiple project to the multiple teams and members. Here is a example of the creating and junction object in the Salesforce. Now go to the setup object manager, create a custom object. Next, fill in the required information for the custom object such as a object label and the plural labels. Next, in the object relationship sections, select the lookup as the relationship type for both the master details relationship. Next, select the object you want to create the many-to-many relationship with. Next, save the custom object. Next, once the junction object is created, you can associate multiple records from each object in the junction object to the established to many relationship. Next questions. How do you set up the dependent pick list in the Salesforce? Dependent pick list in the Salesforce is a type of the pick list where the available value in the pick list fields depend on the value select in the another pick list fields. To set up the dependent pick list in the Salesforce, you need to the perform following the step. Create a controlling fields is the picklist fields that is determine the value that is are available in the dependent fields. To create a controlling fields, navigate to the object managers, select the object where you want to add picklist fields and click on fields or relationship. Then click on new to create a new custom fields. Select picklist as the fields type and specify the value that you want to the available in the pick list. Create a dependent feeds. The dependent feeds is a pick list feeds whose value are the dependent on the controlling feeds. To create the dependent feeds and follow the some step the creating the controlling feeds, but instead of specifying the value in the feeds, select the dependent pick list as the feeds type of the defined the dependency. To define the dependency between the controlling fields and the dependent fields and navigate the picklist dependencies in the object manager and click new the select and the controlling fields and the dependent fields and specify the values that is should be available in the here is example for dependent fields in each value and controlling fields. Here is an example of the setting of the dependent list in Salesforce. Example of the controlling fields and setup custom fields and the control of the field list, value, foods, and beverage and others. Example of dependent and fields and setup custom fields and products types and dependent fields, dependent product types, value, soft drink and venue product and type beverage, juice venue product and type the beverage and candy chips. Note that is the example for the value in the dependent fields product subtype and dependent on the value selected in the controlling fields and product type. For example, if beverage in selected in the product type feeds, only the value soft drinks and juice will be available in the product subtypes feeds. Next, how do you use a formula fits in the Salesforce? Formula fits in the Salesforce is a type of the calculated fits that display the result of the formula expressions. The formula expression is based on the value from the other fits and can be include the mathematical operation function and control condition statement. Here is an simple example of creating a formula fits in the Salesforce. First, go to the object where you want to the create a formula fits. Next, click first of the relationship section under the object manager setting. Next, click the new button and select the formula as a data types. Next, enter name for the formula fits. Next, in the formula expression, specify the calculation you want to the perform. For the example, if you needs source and websites, and next set the returns data type and click the save. The formula fields will now appear in the object page. Layout will be automatically display the result of the formula expression when your records is saved the or edited. Next questions: what is the role hierarchy is the Salesforce and how do you set in the up? Role hierarchy is the Salesforce is a many way of the organizing user into the reporting structure and the controlling the access to the records. User with higher level roles have access to the records owned by the users in the lower the level roles. To set up the roles hierarchy, follow this setup. First, go to the setup and menu and click the users and then the roles. Next, click on the new buttons to the creator new roles. Next, enter the name of the role and select the parents roles if needed. Next, save the roles. Next, repeat the process for the each role in your the organization. Next question: how do you create a custom levels in the Salesforce? Custom levels Salesforce in the feature that is allow you to the store custom text value that can be the access and the reduce. You said thought out the your the Salesforce to the create a custom label. Follow the step. First, from the setup menu, type custom labels in the quick finds box and the select the custom labels. Click the new custom labels buttons. Enter the name of the custom labels. This name should be described in the text that is a reference. Next, enter the text for the custom labels. You can use the rich text editor to format the text. Select a folders for the custom labels. If you don't have any custom labels folders yet, you can create a new one by clicking the new folders buttons. Next, click save. You can access the custom label text in the Salesforce org. Refreshing it is its name in the formula fields, validation rules, custom buttons, or other the Salesforce features that support custom labels. And for example, to access the custom label in formula fields and using the syntax label name and where labels name is a name of the your the custom labels. Next question: what is the custom setting in Salesforce and how do you create a one? Custom setting in Salesforce is a type of the reusable custom object that is providing you the application. It is a custom configuration data and custom setting allow you to the store custom data as set or records in the Salesforce database, making is a desire for you access the manipulate the data. Custom setting are similar to custom object, but data stored in the setting. Custom setting is a assemble application wide, whereas a custom object can only be accessed by the object records data. To create a custom setting, the Salesforce go to the setup in the quick find box, type of the custom setting and select it. Click on the new button, select the type of the custom setting you want to the creator. There are two type of hierarchy and list. File fill out of the required information such as the custom setting name and labels and feeds to your the custom setting and as a needed. Click on the save buttons. Once you have created in custom setting, you can use and formula fields and validation rules and apex codes and other the place where as you can the reference custom the object. Here is the example of how you can reference or custom setting the formula fields. Next questions: what is the Salesforce community and how do you use setup? Next question: what is the cross object formula fields in Salesforce and how do you create a one? Cross object formula fields and Salesforce is custom fields that is display data from the related object. It is allow you to combine the information from the multiple records in the single the formula fields to create a cross the object formula fields and allow you to the step. Go to the setup the menu and navigate to the object manager. Select the object you want to the formula fields on the click and fields the relationship. Click on the new button and select the formula. Enter the fields name and choose the data type and enter the formula. The formula should be right the Salesforce formula language and the can include the fields from related object. Save the fields and make sure to add it to into the desired page the right layout. Example formula. Next, how do you use the Salesforce app builders to create the custom lighting the page? Next questions, how do you use the Salesforce mobile app to access Salesforce data on the go? Data loaders. Next questions, how do you use the Salesforce feeds service lightning the platform as a managed to feeds and service operations? Next questions, what is the chatter the feeds and Salesforce? How do you create a one? To create a charter feeds, can you the follow this step? Navigate the records of or object for which you want to the create a charter feeds. Click the charter tabs. Click the feeds tabs. Click the post buttons. Enter your the message in the text box. Optional the attach files file link. Mention another users. Click the post button to create a your charter feeds. Next questions. How do you use an Salesforce metadata API deploy metadata change across environment? Salesforce metadata API use programmatically managed to customization and de- deployment in the Salesforce. Here is how you can use the deploy the metadata change across the environment. Retrieve the metadata from the source environment, deploy the metadata, target the environment. Next question, what is the list view the Salesforce and how do you create a one? List view the Salesforce is the customized view of the specific set of the records with objects such as a account, contact and or opportunity. List view the allow you to filter and sort records based on the specific character and the save the view for the futures view. Here is how you can create a list view the Salesforce. Step first, go to the object you want to the create a list for view and account and contain opportunity. Next, click on the list view the buttons and sidebar. Next, click the new buttons, create a new list view. Next, give you the list and view the name and choose the criteria for the view such as a specific account type of the criteria data name range. Click the save button to the create a list view. Next, you can new access the list view in form view from form list view the drop down the object tab. You can also the modify the view by the clicking on the edit button and delete the view of the clicking on the daily buttons. Example, active, active the account criteria, account the type, customers, account the status active. In the example, it list with the would should all account with the type of the customer and the status actives. Next questions. What is the charter group in the Salesforce? How do you the create one charter group in Salesforce collaborate with the space and specific set of the user to the share the information, files and ideas to the creator charters groups. Go to the charters tab in the Salesforce organization, click on the groups and tab in the charter menus, click on the new groups and buttons, fill in the required information such as a group name, description, and privacy setting. Add the members to the member to the group by searching for the users by the inviting the them view the emails. Click save to create the groups. Example, marketing teams description, place for the marketing teams and collaborate and share the information. Privacy public, anyone the company can join. Members join. Note to create a charters group and must have to manage charters message permissions. Thank you so much, friends. Please like my channel, subscribe and share. Very important video and some questions and step by step um, tips. And thank you so much. Take care. Bye, friends.